everyone to the Spring 18, that is 2018.
Not 18-18.
Championship Finals, not 30-18 just yet. Hopefully FPF will be around then. But for now, it is 15 plus seasons going strong. As we get to the first broadcast of the evening, the co-ed championship between Party Mix coming into this particular game at 7-1. And they will face Third Down for What coming in 6-2. Gentlemen, despite what we thought in the preseason, this was more or less what we thought we'd be getting after we saw 10 weeks of play in the regular season.
Fun fact, that one loss came against the team that they are facing right now.
Fun fact, the regular season was only 8 weeks, not 10.
8 weeks, my mistake. Thank you very much, Simo.
2 bye weeks, though. Made my job a bit easier.
You know what? Those 2 weeks are still prep, Simo. They still count.
It's true.
But I will say that looking at these teams warming up, some key players missing for Third Down for What. We noticed most notably, of course, quarterback Sarah Parker coming into this game. She had 1,300 passing yards, 30 touchdowns to 8 interceptions. Really heart and soul for the team. She will not be throwing this game. We've heard reports it will be Kevin Lubin making his second consecutive co-ed championship start in the championship finals. They're also without Alexis Gaumont, big defensive presence. And I'll get you guys' thoughts about these players in a second. But also Marika Dallaire, starting rusher for the team as well. One of the better rushers in the co-ed division. Stefano, your initial thoughts hearing this news?
Well, the fact that their quarterback is not going to be there is obviously a big blow. But like you said, Kevin Lubin stepping in, and he won last season. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, you can't really ask for a much better backup, let's just say, than for Sarah, than Kevin Lubin. They
do need K-Loop to stay calm and to not be angry, Kevin, of course. Simon, now seeing them without Alexis Gaumont, without Marika Dallaire, how do you think this will impact Third Down for What on defense specifically?
So we've talked about the three most important players on a team as the quarterback, the rusher, and the safety, like that line. They're missing.
It's actually all of them.
But
you just changed it for the purposes of your argument? Okay.
For rusher is very important. Anyhow.
No, for safety.
No one. Anyways, they're missing their safety, their rusher, which is huge on defense. You're gonna need to have someone else rush who might not have rushed before, depending who they decide to go with. They could be a little, the odds mistake you make in week one as a rusher that you if you've never seen it before, you might not know what to do in certain situations that an experienced rusher would have. They're missing their safety, who's a very big player for them, but they could be able to step up with, let's say, if Kevin Lubin or Eric Deschambault decides to play the position instead. Guys are going to have to play a bit more. We're going to see guys play both ways a little bit more than we've seen semifinals. Mm-hmm. But I don't think he's a really big player for the team, but I think his impact is not as big as the quarterback's missing or even the rusher.
Quarterback for Party Mix, Francois Delorier coming into this game, having thrown for a shade under 1,300 yards with 1,254, but 34 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. He's a little more safe with the ball than we saw with Sarah Parker. And do you think, Stefan, this is something that might plague Francois Delorier in this championship game?
Well, the fact that he has to deal with another rusher that he didn't deal with, it might make his job a bit easier, depending the experience and the speed of the fill-in for rushing. But Frank Delorier, I mean, he spreads the ball super well. He makes sure everybody in his receiving core gets a couple touches a game. And if he just plays protective with the ball like he did most of the season, it was towards the end of the season that he threw some interceptions. But other than that, he was just safe all the time, and he led the team to a 7-1 season. And we'll see if it continues.
The teams begin to assemble for the pregame meeting. Of course, no coin tosses in the championships, the championship game, in all the playoffs. Actually, the favored team gets to decide what they'd like to do with the ball. We'll see that momentarily, of course. As I said before, IMPs, they'll raise your play-by-play analyst, joined by Simon Dagenet and Stefan Berardi, our color commentators, to bring to you this championship game, as well as Eagle in the booth. Luckily, for most of you, you don't get to hear Eagle the way we do, screaming back behind us. His voice is shrill. It is terrible. It's unenjoyable. So, because it's the championship game, we decided not to give a mic to the amateur.
That's weird.
Yeah. We see Alex David now actually taking some snaps. Is this some gamesmanship on behalf of Third Down for What, Simon?
I think it's just because Kevin Lubin's at the coin toss and they just want somebody to practice the snapper and the receivers.
But if you notice, they haven't shown Kevin Lubin throwing at all in the warm-ups once they reach the field.
Maybe it's a mind game thing.
Hence why I asked, do you think it's gamesmanship?
No, it's not.
Literally the question I asked you.
No, I think it's more Kevin doesn't want to warm up.
Kevin feels like he doesn't need to warm up, so he has that ego of his that
He's
he
ready.
thinks he's ready. He's born ready. Doesn't need to warm up. Doesn't need to stretch out. He's always ready.
Listen, the last time he played quarterback was in a championship game and he won. So
So just keep it going.
yeah. So why would I want to lose the juice?
He actually did throw two passes this season, both for touchdowns. He
That's
had
not
a
bad.
perfect quarterback rating because of it. I noticed that while doing the stats for this game. I said, oh, that's not so bad. But then I was like, oh, it's only 2 attempts. That's not so bad.
Better than Johnny Manziel. Like that.
Well, that's
Oh
give-
way.
shots fired. Shots fired. Way to poke at an addict. Stephanie.
Although Johnny Manziel would be pretty good in FPF.
He would kill it in
He
FBF.
would,
Don't get me
he
wrong.
would be dirty here.
I mean, listen, as a guy who throws a lot of interceptions as well, Simo, you probably know exactly how to succeed despite that.
Interceptions are irrelevant
I agree. I also agree.
because you also throw a lot.
Stefano, what do you think about how the pacing of the game will go? Do you think this will be a very high paced, fast game, or is it a game where Francis Laurier is really going to slow it down?
See, you have a clash over here because you have Kevin Lubin that likes to make the big plays right away, and you have Frank Delorier that's more of like he picks apart at the defense and he makes shorter throws to take up more time. And once you have no time, I mean, you can't win, obviously. But
Fact.
right there.
Once there's no more time,
Once there's
cannot
no more
score
time, the game
points.
is over.
Correct.
Nothing goes on
Yes.
after that.
For those who are concerned about how timing works and the passing of time, that's a very apt description. Not too different from life, of course, because after your time's run up, you can't score anymore.
That's very true. It's very true.
Correct.
Wow.
These co-ed championships are about to get underway. The whistle just blew in the first offensive play for third down for what? Party Mix seems to be a little mixed up. They have not lined up yet.
They were speaking to the scorekeeper, getting the roster straight, getting the right run numbers on the right players. I think it's just a matter of working the kinks.
I guess
as
something
people would
that
say.
perhaps could have been done in the entire half-hour game delay that preceded this game. Kevin Lubin, in fact, set to receive the first snap. It's high. He reaches. He does not get it. It's a safety. 2-0 for Party Mix. How you feeling about that bet now, Simon Dagenet?
Not great to be honest with you. I picked right down for what to upset in this game. I feel a bit foolish now. But yeah, listen, it's only 2 points.
Yeah, the game is, we bet, of course, only entertainment purposes only, where those entertainment purposes can be traded for a pitcher of adult beverages to be earned.
We
after
could
this game.
trade in.
Yeah.
Trading for
You trade
adult
in.
beverages.
We
not
would trade in
children.
tokens.
Leave the children's stuff at home.
You win tokens that could be traded for things.
Yes, the tokens, of course, are entertainment purposes. And now Party Mix, ready to start their first play of the game. Francis Laurier set. This snap is perfect. It is delivered. It is caught over the middle of the field. And it appears to be just short of the first down. That catch brought in by Marc-Antoine Biguet.
This is the sort of play we're going to see often from Party Mix. Francis Laurier loves to run these slants across the middle, force DBs to push back, move back a little bit, get the player underneath, and gain a lot of yards on the easy pass.
2nd and 1. The ball about to be snapped again to Francis Laurier. Perfect snap once again. Delivered to the snapper, Catherine Pichet. Great catch. First down. Francis Laurier moving the ball.
See, this is what he does. You see, he goes for the first down. As you can see, it was just a yard away, and he just went for that short pass to give him a new set of downs. See, other people would go differently, but he likes to pick it apart.
Catherine Pichet is a very reliable snapper, very good receiver altogether. That's going to be a key matchup for Party Mix all game long.
I'll tell you, Kevin Lubin wishes he had a snapper right now, but Catherine Pichet now ready for her third snap of the game. It's delivered first down. The slant thrown to the other side of the field this time. It is caught by Laurence Lamy, and she is quickly deflagged at about after a 7-yard gain.
The exact opposite play we saw in first play. We just mirrored it to the other side. The quick slant underneath with deep patterns that push DBs back. It's his bread and butter across all divisions he plays in. It works very well in FPF, and it's an easy pass to throw. You let the receiver run afterwards, and they get 7, 8, 9 yards every single time.
Yeah, it's
What
a
else you
combination he likes to run where if he sees the DBs are back, he will attack underneath. If they step forward, he likes to attack over top. Let's see if he attacks now, just outside the red zone. On second down, delivers to his left side. It is caught. She runs it up the middle of the field. caught there by Marilou Côté-Noël, and short gain makes it third down and about 3.
Yeah, you see, he was expecting her to run up the field, and she kind of couldn't find the space because third down for what was had that covered, and another 2 yards shy, and he's probably going to go for the first down in my opinion. I don't think he's going to go for a touchdown.
Well, don't forget, in FPF, this tends to be a 4-down league, and this is particular 4-down territory once you cross the half field mark. So he may take a shot, may not. Francois Deslauriers does scan short first. It is caught in the middle of the field, and deflagged is Benjamin Parisien.
Ben Parisien has been probably the most impactful player on this team aside from Francois Deslauriers.
I am Francois Deslauriers.
You got Defensive Player of the Year in the division. Has been an impact player on defense, and on offense, he's the one that really breaks it, like opens the floodgates with the 40 bombs and the big plays. It's good to see him involved in other things than just 40 bombs, like underneath patterns. But he's definitely their number one guy.
I would say he's not the kind of guy who looks like he opens a floodgate for work. He doesn't seem like a floodgate operator.
It sounds like a dangerous job.
Yeah, I know. He seems like a smart guy. Don't think he'll take a
well-paying
chance. Ball is snapped from Deslauriers, looking to his left. Almost delivers, pumps, keeps the ball in his hand, rolls to his right, throws across into the back of the end zone. It is caught for a touchdown with a flag, and it's being declared not a touchdown.
I believe he stepped out of bounds and he came back in. I think that's the call on the field. We'll see if it is going to be reversed.
And we see for the first time this game with Marika Dallaire not in this game, how it's already impacting it. Francois Deslauriers being able to buy time, not really being known as a quarterback who's particularly fleet of foot, yet being able to buy time and roll the entire way across the other side of the field.
So this is a little bit of something we discussed pregame, where we're saying that the new rusher might, on these key downs where you miss the flags, what do you do afterwards? How do you adjust to these moments? This is something new rushers don't necessarily know really how to handle, and we saw it right here. She missed the flags and she was just felt like down on her luck, and François Deslauriers got extra time there.
So no penalty, just they lost it down. Deslauriers looks to his right, able to meet the rusher, miss it again. It is caught. This time it is waved off again. As it appears as though Lawrence Lamy did not get that second foot in bounds. Absolutely correct, Steph.
1 foot out of bounds. I saw that. It was a good call by our official.
Good call from up here, Steph. We had the perfect angle.
We had the perfect angle.
See,
we are legit
what
looking
happens
down
is that
onto
Stefano is a mountain compared to the rest of us.
It's true.
And he has a better view over the bar that blocks our view of the back line of the end zone. But we will see it on replay as we're looking at it right now. We see Deslauriers delivering over the middle of the field. 1 foot.
That left foot came
Comes
down
out of bounds. Correct. Now Deslauriers delivering to the back of the end zone. This time it is caught. There is no controversy this time, as Party Mix now go up 8-0 after a beautiful corner run by Catherine Pichet from the snapper spot.
That's not her usual route when they're inside the red zone, but she's his main target when they're very close and in the red zone, and he just always seems to find her.
There's a beautiful pass by François Deslauriers right over the DB.
It was not beautiful. It wobbled the entire way there, but it was well placed.
It's not true. Look at the replay.
It was not intercepted, so it was a good pass.
There you go. It got to the
Way to be results oriented.
untouched by DBs. Got to the receiver. Sounds beautiful to me.
It was well located. Correct. Now for the convert is a 1-point convert attempted by Party Mix. Francois Deslauriers getting the ball, looking to his left, goes back to his right, back to the end zone. It is caught, but once again 1 foot out of bounds by Marilou Côté-Noël. I saw them practicing specifically keeping their feet in before the game, and I did notice on a couple of occasions Marilou sort of lost positioning of her feet, and so we see that not paying dividends on the first drive of the game.
It's tough when you're in game action. You don't really have much time to focus on your foot placement.
The second step, this time by Constance Miller. She gets it to Kevin Lubin. He looks to his right, delivers the ball. It is high. It is tipped by his receiver and
Rachel
then tipped to the bounds. Rachel Baudouin. Sorry about that. They couldn't see the number.
So in this case, we see that there needs to be a little bit of is nervousness a word? I guess so.
Nervosity.
Nervosity.
Nervosity sounds like a band.
Really? If you're playing snapper, your first snap was a safety. You need to be careful. The second one, even if you're a quarterback, you really don't want to drop this one. There's like a little bit of pre-game jitters to get out of here.
Kevin Lubin on 2nd and 10. He looks to his left, looks to take a deep shot. It is thrown. It is caught. It is a touchdown on the left side of the field. Great pass by Kevin Lubin.
This is the matchup that they're going to want to exploit all game long. Kevin Lubin passing to Eric Deschambault. He's arguably the best player on the field on both sides of the ball. He has the ability to create plays with any pattern that he runs. He's probably the fastest guy on the field too. If he wants to go there, Eric Deschambault might be open every single play.
Was that a bit of a mismatch with Jeff Brown on Deschambault?
Deschambault's speed is just incredible. I mean, like he was able to get behind Jeff Brown. It is a bit of a mismatch. They have to find one of their faster players. I would suggest they use Benjamin Parisien, but I'm not the person that makes the calls.
Correct. You are the guy who calls the plays.
I'm the guy that calls whatever I see.
They could also use the help of a safety over top, right, for these kind of plays.
Trips to the left. Lubin on the convert. He looks left for his first read. Now it looks to break the rusher. Rolling to his right. He's going to run. He is not deflagged, and it looks to be a 2-point convert. No, it's being waved off. Wait, it is not being waved off.
We're all very confused. There's a lot of confusion.
Seems like that safety doesn't really play dividends anymore, does it?
No,
Peace.
no. Well, we will see.
Well,
if
it's a tie game
It's
now.
a tie game now.
But
they
they have the ball. Barney Mix has the ball now, and they start with the ball in the second half.
That's
so
true. That's
they're
always
still
big.
essentially up a possession.
That's true.
And now after that run on that convert, we see Kevin Lubin still with that explosive speed, even at his advanced age, making a cut back into the end
Advanced
zone.
stage.
Well, more
Politically
advanced
correct people.
than when he
here.
started in FPF.
He's 29.
It's pretty advanced.
He's more advanced than you.
Correct.
It's true.
Francis Laurier gets the quick snap, looks to his right, delivers the ball on a quick hook, and after a quick flag, that's a short game by Lawrence Lemmy.
The one thing I really like about this Party Mix offense is the amount of completions they're getting. Receivers are not, even if they're out of bounds, they're still catching the football. It's like there's no drops. The passes are well located, apparently.
There we go.
Like François is able to progress through his reads well, and the playbook has been working for them.
For Party Mix, they had 4 receivers with over 20 catches. So to your point, Simon, everyone sort of gets their hands on the ball in this offense. Francis Laurier looks to his left. The ball delivered to the third down for Wood bench. They were open though. So there's that.
There was no coverage there. A dropping coverage on the benches.
That was the one play where the ball was not well located.
Correct.
But and
Nice ball though.
it remains Party Mix's offense is as successful as we predicted it would be, which is bound to make it for a very interesting game down the stretch.
And now a third down and about 3. We'll see what Laurier has in store. We see he tends to use outs and ins as a combination and short downs. So we'll see if that's what he goes with. But for the moment, he sets, he reads, looks to his left, delivers the ball. It is caught. Making his way up the field is Marc-Antoine Biguet and deflagged in the shadow of the end zone.
See, that's a lot of their strategy right there. They take those short plays, and then after the receivers just find ways to get away from the tacklers, and they turn into much more yardage than originally thought.
It's something we teach a lot in FPF Junior and the lower divisions is just keep your playbook simple. Let guys catch the football, and then if only one guy misses, you get a 20-yard play.
Do you think we'll see at any point Laurier taking a shot on second and short or third and short? We haven't seen it yet.
I think so. I think he has the ability to do it. He has a playbook to do it. I think it's just a matter of he doesn't want to use it too early. He wants to set the tone with driving the field slowly, and then once he's confident with that, then he's going to take one shot.
First down, that quick drag again. It is dropped. Simon, you said you hadn't seen any drops yet. We just saw one now in the middle of the field. It is dropped by Mailou Côté-Noël, having a bit of a rough start in this game.
That's that common mistake that they look upfield before they actually have the ball in their hand, and then usually drop because you don't really see where the ball is.
So according to Francois, I curse him every time I talk about him.
Correct.
It's been a thing for like 2 years now, like literally 4 seasons. I called it out. Now there's drops. Sorry, Francois.
Oh, I thought you cursed every time you said his name.
No.
Like
Every time I say something about him,
F-in Francois Laurier.
like I said, oh, he has no interceptions. Gonna have one this week. Yeah, 2.
You can't spell Francois without F. Francois Laurier, second down. He looks to his left, immediately delivers to Pichier. She catches it in traffic and is quickly deflagged at the 2-yard line.
See, she's a sure-handed snapper right there, and like I said, when he's in the red zone, he tends to go to her often. So, that's he just sticking with his playbook. He keeps it simple, and it works out.
Well, this is something that's going to be there a lot. She's very good in traffic. She finds the ball well. She positions himself in the right spot, and she's a sure-handed snapper, as you said. So it's a pattern that are not the easiest to run, but if you have the snapper that understands positioning and the levels, it's going to be there all the time.
Brittany McManus with the tackle on that play. It is now 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line. The snap is delivered, looking to his left, delivered to the back of the end zone. Both feet in. That's a touchdown. Benjamin Parisien. It is now the lead for Party Mix.
Up by 6.
Up by 6.
Up by 6.
Sorry, I couldn't see the graphic. From
Benjamin Parisien with his second touchdown of the day. Obviously, their most impactful player offensively, but he's a key player in the red zone for them due to his height and his ability to catch in the back zone like that. Managed to get both feet in. It was a great catch by him.
14-8, as I forgot what the score was before that play.
6.
They are now up by 6.
There's no room for math in this broadcast.
Correct.
What's the math?
It's also not a podcast. Now on the 1-point convert, ball snap once again to Delorier. He looks left, right, back, right, intercepted by Alex David. No look pass by Francois Delorier did not pay off for him as he waves it off in self-disappointment.
I think he was expecting Alex David to follow with that slant in. He was expecting man since was lanes. Alex David is too much of a veteran to cheat on those type of lanes. He understands what he has to do. He knows somebody's coming in from behind. You saw the player coming in and he just got the ball in his chest.
Also in an advanced stage, Alex David, since he's
Also.
a veteran. Kevin Lubin on first down, delivers a rocket to the left. It is caught and quickly deflagged on that left side hook to
Eric Deschamps.
Eric Deschamps again.
I think it's a better matchup across the board for Eric Deschamps to have François Delaurier on him. He's probably their best defensive player. To be on their best defensive player is just a matchup that most people want.
And Francois Delorier is not particularly fast, but he's tall and he's got long strides. It'll help him keep up.
He's not slow,
He's their best cover guy,
Yeah.
I would say.
and he also understands. Like he's a Division 3 defensive player. He knows what to do, and if he's not the fastest, you know how to give themselves a cushion to be there for the ball.
On second down, it is snap. Lubin looking to his left, delivers on the quick hook once again. It looks like every time he needs to get yards, it looks to Deschamps, and Eric Deschamps once again, his third catch of the game.
I think it's a matter of building confidence in his offense again. Technically, before this drive, he only had one completion, right? So you're looking at sort of building up your confidence, your offense, knowing what works, what is there for them. Eric Deschamps is probably a safety blanket today, and we'll see him use it a little bit as he's trying to get back into rhythm.
I say strategic. He's going with Eric Deschamps, and then after they're going to double him up, and then he's going to find like maybe Alex David open.
And him and Alex David exchanged some words at the beginning of this play on first down. Kevin Lubin rolls immediately to his right, then tosses over the middle of the field. It is dropped by Rachel Baudouin. And surprising to see that at this point in the game.
Rachel Baudouin had a very good. She made some very good plays in the semifinals when they played against Yang Yang. She was catching a lot of drags underneath and turning up the field. I think they're not going to look away from this play, even though there was this one drop here.
Yeah, to your point, her and Eric Deschamps scored twice. Now Kevin Lubin moving around all day, looks to take off. He gets the flag, looks to be just short of the first down. Going left, going right, shaking, baking. Kevin Lubin.
See, that's one of his main features, right? I mean, he could make plays with his legs and it's tough. As soon as he makes that rusher miss the first time, he just sees a bunch of open field and he just finds his way up the field as best as he can.
That's correct. He's mobile. He once said to a mobile quarterback I played with, he said, "You're an athlete, make plays. Don't worry about not being a traditional passer. Don't worry about how it looks." And now Kevin Lubin set for 3rd and inches. Ball snapped. He breaks immediately to his left, runs that pitch play again. This time, it is completed, and it appears to be a first down.
Very good tackle by Jeff Brown, just as the receiver's turning up the corner and potentially scoring. It's a play that turn out for what's going to look to exploit as much as possible. These underneaths where they let the receivers who are all pretty fast turn up the corner and just make plays for them. It's going to be fun to see how Party Mix tries to take that away from them.
Catherine Miller on that catch. After having that initial snap go bad to start the game, has seemingly looked to improve her game to help her team. 3rd down for what? Now getting the ball on first down. Lubin looks to the back of the end zone. It isn't open, so he begins to roll. He's still on the move, still being able to buy time with the rush gentleman despite that incompletion.
See, that was a good play by the rusher to stick with Kevin Lubin and back him up a bit and have him throw off his back foot there, and it caused not a great throw. I mean, so she's doing her thing there. She has to continue getting to him and make sure he's off balance when he makes these plays, and they'll be all right.
And Marc-Antoine Biguet with a smart play, staying in his zone and making a tough throw for Kevin Lubin as well.
I think pregame she wasn't expecting to play against Kevin Lubin. Sarah Parker is more of a pocket quarterback. She doesn't move much. It's a bit of a change of pace, and they're trying to figure out what to do now.
Kevin Lubin now receives a snap. He gets it and goes to his left immediately. Buying time once again, throwing across his body. This time it's complete to Catherine Meller, and it is a touchdown.
That was a great play. You know, that's usually the go-to.
Sorry, Constance Miller.
Constance Malaria. That's usually the go-to play for most teams. They usually tend to hit their snapper when they're close to the end zone, and it worked out for them in the end, and they got that 6 points to tie the game right now.
When you got that mobile quarterback that's able to run like east-west, get to the sideline, and then find the open receiver, it usually works well. When you have a quarterback like me and Pease, you just can't run that outside of offense. It doesn't work.
Constance Miller breaking to her left and then coming back, finding a hole. Very intelligent play, getting the touchdown. Lubin this time on the convert, looking this time to contain rush, but the ball is knocked aside at the back of the end zone by Benjamin Parisian.
That was a great read by Ben. He saw the open receiver. He just took off sprinting, and he made sure that was not going to be a point against him.
He expected that play to happen. He knew it was happening. Defensive player of the year right there.
You don't get that title for nothing.
You get it for something.
Very good answer.
14 all.
Thank you, Pease, for that.
Party Mix looks to get the ball back.
What would I do without you?
I would have never thought that's how it worked.
Unofficially, about 2.5 minutes left in the half.
Keyword unofficially, because we honestly don't know.
We don't, but that is the time that we have on our screen. The ball is snapped to Francois Laurier. He looks immediately left, staring down his reads, but it works out on a quick hook. It is caught for a decent amount of yards by Marilou Côté-Noël, looking to maybe get her involved after a couple of early mistakes by Côté-Noël.
Yeah, see, that's what Frank does. He sees that one of his receivers is down on their luck a bit, and he keeps throwing to them to get them over that hump, and they just did that, and it'll probably work in the
I need him to bankroll me in Vegas if that's the case. I think if we have a good relationship that way, I'll spend all the money and he'll have none of it left.
I have the official confirmation. That's the official time on the clock on the wall.
That is the official time on the clock on the wall.
So there is 1 minute 40 left in this half.
Correct. Going right back to Noel. She breaks it and gets deflated by Kevin Lubin at the 2-yard line. Great play by Marilou Côté-Noël. She has the ability to break open plays, gentlemen, and we saw it here.
She's fast. She really got right by Alex David, who missed the flags by inches, and then the next thing you know, she was racing for that end zone, and she got tackled about 2 yards away from the end zone by Kevin Lubin, who's playing safety. And this is the biggest transition. Is Alexis Gaumont would have been there for that play. That's his positioning on the field. So he would have been there. He's not here today. Alex David is playing in his role. And it's a different feel to the game.
Alex David holding his shoulder after that play. A little more pressure perhaps on Megan McManus, lined up on the inside next to Alex David on this red zone play. First and goal from the 2-yard line. Delorier scans under the hideous bandana, receives the snap, looks immediately left, and it is that quick slant once again, gentlemen, this time to Marc-Antoine Biguet, and the Party Mix offense yet to be stopped.
It's a good play that really works for them. You could see how easy it is to exploit as soon as they start running it. It's the one thing that he knows how to read really, really well. He runs it perfectly, and it's going to be tough for third down for what to really exploit, because he's not even looking at the receiver. He's looking beyond, and he's looking at the safety. He's not even looking at the guys who are covering that flat.
Yeah, his goal is to sort of freeze the safety a few yards back, and that's just the space that Marc-Antoine Biguet needed to make that play for the touchdown, now 20-14.
Yeah, Frank, he saw the defensive backs were lined up a bit far, and he just went with the undercut, and he found his open receiver for the
Francois Laurier now on the convert. He scans the field, receives a high snap this time, looks to his right, pumps. Oh, and Benjamin Parisian had his defender fall down in front of him. Great route, and it is now 21-14.
You made Eric Deschambault fall on his cut, managed to come back inside, and now they're up by 7. Which could be a big difference considering turn out for what hasn't been able to do a single convert yet.
But that's a huge point. Converts play a huge role in these playoff games, especially in the finals, and it's going to be hard.
Kevin Lubin now has 5 plays.
That's all you need. As long as you get more than 3, 4 or more, you're fine. If you get less than 3, that's when you're in trouble.
That was very descriptive as to the numbers that are less than 5.
Thank you.
Kevin Lubin looks deep on the first play. He doesn't care about your Matt Simon Dagenet. He throws an incomplete deep pass on the first play.
Well, the dangerous part of throwing like a 40 bomb on the first round, there's 5 plays left, is if you do score, you give the other team 4 plays afterwards.
Which is less than 5. As we
Which is
discussed.
less than 5, but more than 3.
Correct.
Everything in elementary school means nothing to this math lesson today.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Kids, you're wasting your
Do you want
time in school.
Stefano, you want beans to count these?
Correct.
4 plays left.
4 plays left in the first half. Kevin Lubin discussing with his offense. The right side of the offense exiting the huddle early. Perhaps that's where his first read will be. Constance Miller looks to snap the ball. It's high for Kevin Lubin, but he keeps his eyes downfield. He delivers once again another deep ball, eschewing all the math that we discussed once again.
We know nothing.
We know nothing. It's now third down after another ill-fated deep pass. This time to Rachel Baudouin. Both times actually Rachel Baudouin.
Back-to-back plays, same play. From our perspective, that play is open.
Mhm.
She has like a step on the corner. She should be able to get there, but there's some miscues between the quarterback and the receiver. It's not the easiest pass to make when you've never played with somebody before.
Correct. Now third down, 3 plays left. Kevin Lubin scans left. He gets a snap, looking left immediately. The play didn't open up as he thought it would. Constance Miller just a little bit further than he thought it would be, and he grounds the pass to the left. And the first instance of Angry Kevin makes his appearance.
I'd say
in
that
the
was
Spring
about
18 championship.
I'd say that was about his third read. He was looking for the big play. He saw it wasn't there, and he adjusted the last minute. It caused him to underthrow his receiver, and we'll see how it pans out.
If I'm not sure if you guys saw it, but Alex David kind of broke open a set just as he looked off him.
Later, yeah.
Yeah, he broke open in the middle of the field. I'm sure Alex David will let Kevin Lubin know. They have a familiarity amongst themselves from the years and years playing together, and now it looks to be a timeout.
No, it's halftime. They third down for what, punted on fourth down, 2 plays left, and then the other team having only 1 play decided to punt it as well to go to halftime.
Thank you, Simon.
Gotcha.
And now we go into halftime, gentlemen. It's been a great first half, 21-14 in favor of Party Mix. It looks as though my bet is at hand. I have the points. I have Party Mix. It's going well. Simon.
Well, the points are 6.5, so you're fine for now. But I wouldn't be too comfortable with it.
Oh, Party Mix. Oh, yes, correct. Party Mix your favorite. My mistake.
Party Mix are favored by 6.5, so you're technically up by 0.5.
Damn you, Frank. Damn you. That said, Simon, if your bet will pay out for you, what will third down for what need to do in the second half?
Third down for what? We'll need to check it down a little bit more. He's been going through these deep plays a bit too much. He sort of threw away those last 5 plays by going deep essentially 3 times. He was looking to go deep 3 times in a row, then was forced to punt on 4th down. If he would have took the smaller plays beneath and check off the field and use the last 2 plays to take shots at the end zone, he might have been more successful. I think it's just a matter of their offense needs to be more consistent and just drive the field, get completions, just get a little bit of yards every single time. Don't necessarily look for the big plays. And defensively, they're going to need to start shooting these underneath slants because they're getting... It's too open to not take away.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you see, this is going to be a huge drive right here to start off the second half, because if Party Mix scores, they'll be up 2 scores, and that's usually hard to come back from. So third down for what has to find a way to stop Party Mix, which they have been unable to do so to this point. And like I said before the game started, if they adjust their offense and don't always go for the big plays and such, they would have probably been in a better position those last 5 plays of that first half. But that's Kevin Lubin going for the big play, and it just didn't work out for them, and now they have to make a huge stop on defense.
We've seen an adjustment on Eric Deschambault as well in that last drive, where they have François Deslauriers still playing corner on him, but they have help over top from a safety, which allows them to really play like over the top on him and allow for François Deslauriers to be a bit more aggressive and still cover those deep throws to the sideline. And it seems to frustrate Kevin Lubin a little bit.
For Party Mix, Ben Parisien had 6 interceptions in the season. We're wondering to see if he'll make a big play on the defensive side of the ball. We've seen him on offense have an impact on this game. Melo Cote, Noel finally getting involved and late in the first half. She's been huge for them in these playoffs. 5 catches for 62 yards. That's the kind of difference she can make. We saw her bust the big play open, and now we're ready for the first play of the second half as François Deslauriers looks to lead Party Mix for their first drive. That quick slant again. Simon, they did not take heed. It is caught by Biguet. And again, the easy 3 or 4 yards on first down.
Looking where their safeties are lining up, how far Kevin Lubin is a pre-snap. Looking how Alex David and Eric Deschambault on both sides are dropping almost as soon as the snap happens. You could tell what their defense coverage is, and they won't be able to take away these underneath plays as long as their safeties keeps bailing too early.
With the safety so deep, you would hope that the flat defenders would pinch those slants. We'll see how they move forward now on second down. Deloria looking immediately right. He pumps, goes to that hook anyway. It is called incomplete as Laurent Lamy unable to haul it in on that play.
In an attempt to take those slants away, as we mentioned earlier, Alex David switched from the corner position to the halfback position. So we might see a little bit of a different defensive look for them. See if maybe Alex... Oh,
he's back at the corner position.
He's back at the corner. I know nothing.
But it will take, no matter who's playing the position, it will take the communication to call the ends to make sure the backside defender can pick that up. Now on third down and about 7, ball snapped to Laurier. He looks immediately left. He has a deep receiver. He will not take it. He will take off instead. Francois Laurier, he gets the first down on the ground. Francois Laurier is not a guy who runs very often. When he does, it tends to be for positive yardage.
That's something that we don't really talk about, because as Frank Deloria, he's used to making plays with his arm, but we always forget that when push comes to shove and he just needs to take off running, he has that ability to high step and get the yardage needed for first downs when there's nothing open down the field. Which
what is
was
the
the case.
specific delineator that decides where a push is and where a shove is?
It's when it comes one to another.
So when one person's pushing and the other one's shoving?
Yes.
All
Otherwise, the expression makes no sense.
Correct. He did have that post open over the middle. We'll see if he takes a deep shot here on first down. He instead looks short once again. The ball is delivered short on the ground. Kevin Lubin crashing in short on Catherine Pichet. He did have a crossing route deep towards the front of the end zone. He didn't look there.
He was looking there, but then after he realized how close the rusher was to getting his flag, and he just got rid of the ball, and it fell to the ground, unfortunately.
This is a very... They're looking to change it up, and they need to make a stop. They're aware that they need to change things up. To see Kevin Lubin shoot underneath is smart to take away those slants, but they are vulnerable to these posts up the top, over top.
Francois Laurier looking to his right. He sets, delivers to Pichet. Kevin Lubin breaking on it, knocking the ball away. That's a tough spot to pick on if Kevin Lubin's going to be playing the flats.
It's interesting to see how we mentioned earlier that Catherine Pichet is a sure-handed snapper, just dropped one right there. This is going to be tough for Party Mix to come over.
It was batted down in front of her.
It was batted down by Kevin Lubin. I got to hand
We
it.
see in the replay
But we also see that she touched the ball.
after it was batted
Right.
down by Kevin Lubin.
So we see here that
You're the worst.
I'm not.
You make me regret knowing you.
No, you don't. You love
Yes.
me. You asked me to come pick you up. That's how much you love me.
Third down, across the Laurier, gets a snap, looks to his left. It is caught by Samuel Biguet. And he had the slant coming in from Marc-Antoine Biguet. He had the drag coming in from the right-hand side. Never even looked there. Stared down that hook, but it was open nonetheless and made the throw on the sideline.
4th and inches, not even 1 yard. It's going to be interesting to see what Francois Derrière decides to do here. This is a key down for this game. If they're down forward's able to get a stop, they might be able to come back and tie this game. If they cannot and they allow a score on this drive, as you mentioned, Stefano, earlier, we're looking at 2-score difference.
As big as this down is for Party Mix, it's bigger for those who gambled on the game. Let's go Party Mix, 4th and 1. It is snapped, it is pumped. Francois Laurier looks to his left, but there does appear to be a flag. It may be passive interference on the rusher.
Interference on the rusher against Party Mix, which takes a huge toll on this 4th down, right? If he moves them back to 4th and 6 instead of 4th and inches, it's much more difficult to convert.
It's a penalty that was cleared all, can be seen clearly by those in the booth. We saw it here, gentlemen.
Well, we didn't see. Eagle did. So if this is not the call, then we're not responsible.
No, correct. It was the right call.
Seems to be a major discussion to whether or not it was an actual call or not. So Eagle might be in trouble.
There are
Eagle might lose his job.
There are 3 referees, and with 3 referees do get 3 looks at it.
There is no flag
there
on
is
the
no
play,
flag.
There's no flag on the play. Eagle's wrong. I didn't see it.
which means that it's first down. Which means it's first down after a 7-yard run. Red zone. Eagle knows nothing. This is why he's not with us. He doesn't have a microphone.
Yeah, he's an
And
amateur after all.
He has to buy us adult beverages now.
Yes, he buys the 4th pitch.
Yes.
And now
It has been decided.
first down and goal. Francois Delorier casually making his way to the huddle. He has the most casual scan of the defense you've ever seen. It doesn't even look like he's looking at anything. He does pump though towards the back of the end zone. Marc-Antoine Biguet gets a touchdown to the back of the end zone, his second of the day.
Second of the day, back-to-back touchdowns by Antoine Biguet. Now Party Mix are up by 13 points. It was another good drive. The potential penalty could have put back Party Mix to 4th and 6. Did not. They converted. It's going to be tough for Turn On for what to actually come back from this game. I believe they might be a bit too aggressive offensively, which could be their demise.
Now we're going to have to see that mental toughness of an angry Kevin Lube. We'll see. He's probably going to go big all the time, and it just might dig his hole even bigger.
Or it might work.
Or it might work.
We know
Those
how
are
that's
the
going.
possibilities. Correct, gentlemen. Thank you for listing all of them. Delorier gets the ball on the convert. He looks to his right, delivers a floating pass to the back of the end zone to Catherine Pichet. Unfortunately, just past her outstretched arms. This is where you guys say something.
Yes, Steph, who took the microphone to his face and then poured it away. He's like, yeah, no, that's not happening today.
I had to stretch. I'm sorry.
You
I
are
have a cramp in my elbow, and it's bothering me very much right now.
I'm not sure how to say this politely, but I don't care.
Nobody cares. That's why I didn't say it until you guys called me out. So there you go.
Correct. Now, third down for what? Get the ball on first down. Kevin Lubin scans, looks over the middle of the field. He has the quick slant this time. He delivers it, taking a page out of Delorier's playbook. After the first down, a great juke in open space by
Eric Deschambault.
Eric Deschambault. I keep forgetting his first name.
two good moves by Eric Deschambault. Yeah, he only had one more guy to beat. It's crazy to see how you could take a short drag for 25 yards.
Well, that's what he does, right? I mean, if he has open field, he just jukes out defenders as if it was his job, which it's probably not. But he makes it look easy on the field when he's in space. And
I'd be curious to see if they're paying him.
So
I wonder how much they would
so
pay him.
I'm curious to see what do you think his job is.
He seems like a mail carrier or like a Purolator driver.
I thought he carried mails.
Yeah,
Like
but he
in
carries
totes.
the mails in the back of his Purolator truck.
All right, that's fair. First down in Party Mix territory. Kevin Lubin looking over the middle field. He finds Alex David for the first time in the game. Alex David falls to the ground, as is typical.
I'm surprised he didn't fall when he caught the ball.
Correct. He's been working on that. He's gone through what's called gravity training, and
Okay.
what that is you realize gravity exists.
Okay. So you don't have to fall every time.
Exactly.
So basically, this is all a lesson. It was math first, now it's science.
Mm-hmm.
What's going to be next? Like
We're here for you.
geology, geography?
We're not going to talk about rocks.
I'm not good with rocks. I just step on them and they hurt my foot.
The Kevin Lubin has been rock solid on this drive. Looks to get the ball on second down. Gets the high snap. Looks, pumps, and he's going to break a run on this one. Great move. Some great shiftiness by third down for one on this drive. Close to the first down. We'll see. Yes, they gave it to him. First down, third down for
Well,
what?
did it actually-
makes it complicated to say, by the way.
They actually didn't give it to him. He earned it.
I don't know. I don't know that for certain. I'm not on the field.
It's a first down for third down for what? You said that was complicated? It does. It could be very complicated, but that's Kevin
I
Lube.
will make that mistake at least once.
That's okay. It's okay.
First down
It's
for what?
First down for what? No, never mind. Third down for what? And yeah, it's Kevin Lube. You know, he has speed and he used it to his best capability at that point, and he got close to the end zone.
The aging Kevin Lubin is
The aging, it's true.
trips to his right.
He's older than I am.
Kevin Lubin gets a snap. He pauses, delivers quickly to Pichet once again. Guys, that's what they like to do in the red zone. Go to the snapper.
That was Constance Miller.
Oh, Constance Miller.
Pichet,
sorry.
wrong team. It's
Yes,
okay, Pete.
correct.
It's okay. It's Constance Miller.
Hey guys,
made
I
that
had a
play.
long flight today.
That's
so
okay. That's okay.
Again
You're-
with the excuses.
Yes.
You know what? All I hear is excuses, but people.
I will keep listening to them.
The world is based off excuses, so it's fine.
Correct.
Like the
Constance
excuse.
Miller, her
Constance
second
Miller.
touchdown of the game.
That was a very good play. You know, that's basically what she does when it's in the red zone. Is she finds openings. She usually has like a quick out route, but then after she's just not there, so she continues running until there is open space, and Kevin Lube was able to find her in the end zone.
This is going to be a key convert in this game. Down 7 points right now. If they're able to knock this 1 point convert and make it a 6 point game, first of all, they're covering the spread, which is great for me.
Kevin Lubin on the convert. He looks to break the rusher once again. Going right, going left. Throw short, intercepted by Francois Delorier. I am Francois Delorier taking it downfield. More than anything, taking time away from third down for what I don't think he thought he'd beat Kevin Lubin to the end zone.
No, it looked like when he got to midfield, he realized there was somebody in front of him and he's not going anywhere. So he kind of slowed down a little bit.
But there is value there, Simone, taking the ball back in that it maybe kills 30 or 40 seconds
Well, that didn't take 30 seconds. They're not slow as URPs.
I
They don't run 30 yards in 30 seconds.
No, but for everyone to then reposition themselves on the
Yes.
field, you know.
Well, considering they're up by 7 now, they should be playing a very slow-paced offense. They should try to grind this game as much as possible. There's no reason to snap early.
Yeah, the time is on their side as long as it keeps ticking. They have a 7-point lead. Conversion, like I said earlier, is going to be huge, and well, it'll probably make a difference if unless they score again here.
On first down, Francois Laurier casually looks to the line, gets the ball, that quick slant once again. And this time, in the middle of the field, it is Eric Deschambault. He collapses on it, but still not before Marc-Antoine Biguet can make the catch. It does look as though, gentlemen, that Francois Laurier is not looking to the backside to see if a defender's crashing on that slant, however. That might be dangerous.
It could be dangerous considering it looks a bit too automatic to me.
Mhm.
Turn on for it, move Kevin Lubin to the corner and Eric Deschambault to the middle safety position. They need to mix things up because they haven't had a stop yet. It's interesting to see what they could come up with.
We'll see if they throw in the party mix. It's a pump, and it's a run by Francois Laurier. Just short of the first down.
Speaking of party mix, what's your favorite? Like, are you like a pretzel guy that weirdly like cheesy, like cheese stick or?
I'm not a mixed guy. I like pretzels. I like beers. I like the mix of pretzels and beers.
Okay.
Yeah, but the original is pretty fine. I mean, the cheesy one dirties my hands, and I don't really like that much. And I'm
Right.
not a big pretzel guy unless I mix it with beer, which is not always the case because I have a family to make sure I'm not an alcoholic. And that's it.
Families are the worst. Party mix now, taking their cheesy fingers to third down. Laurier looks to his left, delivers to the left once again. It is Marie-Lou Côté.
Marie-Lou Côté.
She gets the flag in the middle of the field. Marie-Lou Côté Noel, once again, huge play. Guys, I like seeing the ball in her hands. She's just explosive. She's just explosive and makes huge plays when you need them most.
What I really like about this play is you saw the difference between what they usually run those slants. They had the double layer play where they had the guy underneath and they had Marie-Lou Côté at like 7-10 yards a little bit further, which confused the defense a little bit because they never seen this play from them.
They have to choose somebody too.
You have to choose and you have to shoot, and this is a play they haven't seen all day. They weren't expecting it, and it got them about 15-20 yards. And it's a big play for Party Mix right now.
Party mix now on first and 10. Laurier looking off the slant. It is caught by Marie-Lou Côté. Once again, she makes the catch in traffic. This time around, I will say, Francois Laurier looking off the backside, perhaps feeling the danger from those early attempts.
Yeah, because once it gets closer to the end zone, there's not much room to go. But Marie-Lou Côté, this is why they wanted to make sure that she would get into the game. She has a huge impact on the offense, and when she is good to go, the offense just works better because then they could utilize her skill set, which is her speed. And you saw the last couple plays, it's been working out.
She made the All-Star for a reason, right?
Francois Laurier gets the ball. And this time the slant comes from the other side. It is Ben Parisien after a juke. Alex David unable to make the tackle. It is a touchdown. Ben Parisien's second of the game.
Third of the game. It's his third touchdown of the game.
Correct.
That was a very good cutback by Benjamin Parisien to sort of sneak underneath Alex David for the touchdown. Either way, they would have had the first down. Scoring here is huge because they go back up 2 scores, and they're putting the pressure on third down for it just to keep up to begin with, and they're going to need a stop at some point.
And just great patience by Ben Parisien to collect his feet on that cut, make sure he had all his weight distributed, and Alex David just not able to get there because, man, Ben Parisien is quick.
He's fast, and you weren't expecting him to cut back like that. You were expecting him to try to turn the corner on him. Alex David tried to make the stop, and listen, it's a very tough play to make.
Third down for what? Looking a little bit despondent for this convert. The ball's delivered over the middle. It is intercepted by one after a tip pass, one-handed by Eric Deschambault. He's unable to bring it back after a diving tackle.
This is something you saw. Catherine Pichot trying to make the one-hander, couldn't make it. Tipped the ball to a defender. She their first instinct was turn around and try to get the tackle, not let him run. That was a beautiful tackle by her to save what could potentially have been a run back for one. Right, like Eric Deschambault is fast, he's shifty. There's a solid chance he could have turned that around and made like a pick one.
Yeah, it would have been there is a solid chance because he's got the speed, he's got the moves, and he had some space to work with. But it was a big tackle from Catherine Pichot.
You notice Kevin Lubin's huddle breaks to his primary side. Typically, this time it was the left. He gets a snap. He delivers the ball to the right instead. And a quick deflag.
A switch up rusher. Laurent Lamy was rushing for them. Namari Locote gave it a shot. I think they're looking to confuse Kevin Lubin a little bit with a different rusher. They're giving him a different feel. As a quarterback, it's difficult to adjust to different rushers when they're mixing it up a lot. Third down foot needs to go to a faster paced offense. There's only 6 minutes and 10 seconds left in this game.
The ball snapped on second down. Delivered once again to Rachel Baudouin. Her second catch in a row. She tiptoes and keeps both feet in. It's a catch. And it appears to be a first down.
It's good to see that Kevin Lube is not going big. He's picking the field. I mean, now is a good time because there's still some time left on the clock. But he's marching down his offense, and it's looking good under driving.
You're down 2 scores. You need to score fast, and you need to get a stop. And there's enough time for them to do that, but they won't get another shot.
Ball snapped high. Kevin Lubin sort of pitches the ball out of his hand.
Almost discarded towards the middle of the field.
Yeah, it was a little strange, but caught by Constance Miller, who's been probably the best player for third down for what in the second half.
This is interesting. If they're able to speed up the pace a little bit more and score and give Party Mix about 3 minutes and a half left in the second half, they could be able to make a stop and get enough time to score and win. Problem is they haven't stopped them yet, and they haven't scored yet.
Correct. Kevin Lubin scans the field. The ball goes to his left, off his hand, off his feet. And guys, we said coming into the game, not having the typical snapper, not having the rusher, not having the quarterback.
No, they're snappers here.
Snapper is here, sorry. Yes, but not having the normal quarterback, sort of the communication between snapper and quarterback, a little bit different.
We're starting to see a frustrated Kevin Lubin with some of these plays, some of these reads, some of these snaps too. It started off with a safety. He's not getting these snaps in his chest. He's getting them over his head. He has to move around to catch the ball. It's getting him off his game.
Yeah, his body language is definitely different because he knows he's down and he doesn't like when things don't go his way, and it's tough for him to bounce back.
To be fair,
We'll
who
see if he
does?
Yeah, we'll name the person. Now on with some yards to gain, Kevin Lubin has to go up to get the ball. A double rush. He breaks to his right, throws across his field. Jeff Brown was closing on it, but it falls harmlessly to the ground. That could have been way worse. An odd decision by Kevin Lubin.
That was an odd decision all around, considering they sent double rush. He was able to break the double rush to begin with. He potentially had the room to run for some yards, decided to throw it across his body to a receiver that, not the biggest receiver on the field, covered by 2 guys on top of that. It was a very risky play that could have been ugly.
That was definitely a tough throw to make. I mean, throwing against your body is always tough, and he threw it into the middle of the field also. And, there was 2 players there, Party Mix players that were in the middle. If I were him, I would have taken off because he had the speed. He already passed the 2 rushers.
I would have cut down the fourth down distance because now it's 4th and about 13.
Exactly, yeah. The yardage is huge, and he should have gotten a bit more than just throwing it up there.
This is basically it. If they don't convert here, this game is pretty much over.
Ball snap. Kevin Lubin looking to his left, double rush once again. He delivers a deep ball to the end zone. It is thrown towards 3 yellow jerseys and incomplete, and it will be Party Mix first down. As is that Eric Deschamps was down?
No, that's their snapper Constance.
Constance Noel. There we go. Constance Millard.
You went to the snapper in front of the goal line, and listen, François Deslauriers, not the biggest dude, but I guess his body just ended up being the difference maker. She went up for the ball. You went up for the ball. It's a bang bang play.
You see that on the replay here. Yeah, she came down.
Ben Parisien, I believe, made that pass defense.
Yeah, Ben Parisien played the ball.
It was a smart play, not coming down with that interception. It was probably not on purpose, but
it's
better.
It's
field
smart.
position.
If you bat that down, you get the ball back there. If you
that's what I'm saying. But
pick
I'm
it
not
up.
entirely sure if that was his plan and it just happened. But
Yeah.
it helped them. This is pretty much the game.
Once again, Constance Miller, who's been their best player, Kevin Lubin going there when he needed a big play, unable to get it, and now Party Mix with a chance to end this game and end Simon's bet. Ball thrown quickly. This time it's to Jeff Brown. He is quickly deflagged in the flats.
To be
by Laurence
fair,
Lamy.
looking at the post we made about the bets on the Facebook wall, anybody who hasn't betted yet, you still have. Well, technically you don't really have any time left because it's cheating.
Yes.
But it doesn't matter. I think there's 2 people that picked third down for what
All right.
to cover. Everybody else picked Party Mix.
You can see why now. Especially with the missing names today. It's not entirely surprising. Ball snap once again to François Laurier. After a hook and go, it is thrown just too far, incomplete on the right side of the field.
Listen, it's simple. All François Darrier needs to do is a mistake, throw a pick six, and kill the game afterwards, and they don't cover the spread, and I win my bet, right?
That's true. Well, now look, they're just taking their time. I believe there was a timeout called. Yeah, there's a timeout on the field, and this is where Frank Deslauriers just does his thing. He works the field, he kills time, and this is the final nail in the coffin. Right?
He understands he's in a very safe position.
Yeah.
Right. You're up by 2 scores. You have the ball. It's 3rd down and 5. There's a minute 52 left in this game. If you just play these 2 last plays out, you're taking at least 52 seconds off the clock, pretty much a minute.
Yeah.
You're giving the other team 7 plays to try to win a game down by 13. The odds of that happening are very, very slim.
Yeah, and that ball thrown just past the outstretched Laurent Lamy. That could have been a dagger, but like you said, Simon, I think it was just the safest possible ball. It was his receiver or no one.
There you go.
And there's no harm. And what it did is it caused 3rd down for what to use when there are 2 timeouts.
There's no reason to take any risks here.
François Deslauriers now looking to receive the snap. Looks once again hitting Marc-André Biguet on that quick slant, and now it's 4th down.
The body expression for most of the 3rd down for what players just looks like they're devastated. They gave up on the game. Technically speaking, if they get a pick here, we still got a game.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks like they're done with it. It looks like they're tired. They don't want to play here.
Under 2 minutes they need 2 stops.
Well, if you get a pick and you score,
You still
you
need
put
another stop, though.
yeah, but you put the pressure on them to actually convert and get it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? This game is not over.
Correct. There's a minute and 30 seconds left. François Deslauriers scanning the field. Catherine Piché delivers a perfect snap once again. He looks to run to his left. He spins and looks to have earned the 1st down.
And that's pretty much the game. Here on the 4th down, if they stop it here with a minute 15 left in the game, there's enough time for them to get the ball scored before 5 plays.
Mm-hmm.
Or you get about 3 plays. You have a timeout, so you could potentially get 4 plays in, which should be enough. But that run really killed them. Now they're looking at 59 seconds and counting before 5 plays, 2 scores. It's essentially over.
Gentlemen, at this point, who would you consider to be the player of the game for Party Mix?
I'd say it's probably Ben Parisien. I mean, without his offensive display, the lead would not be the same.
Ben Paris.
On 1st and goal, we'll get your thoughts in a moment, Simon. He has the drag coming across the middle of the field, but instead throws to the back of the end zone. Jeff Brown with the touchdown. It's that's the icing on the cake, gentlemen. If you were to like cake and that would be the last thing you ate,
I like cake.
it would be the icing.
I like Biguet in this game. He had 2 touchdowns, a few big plays offensively, but we can't deny Benjamin Parisien had 2 big PDs. A PD on the 4th down that really sealed the deal for his team. He had a PD on a convert that we don't see on the stat sheet, but that really gave that 7-point lead into a 6-point lead for Party Mix earlier in the game. 2 big plays for him, and offensively, there's no denying what he did.
No consideration for François Deslauriers, who threw 6 touchdowns in this game.
Listen, he played very, very well defensively. There's only so much we could say. I love to take jabs at him, but this was a flawless game from him. He scored on every drive, scored 39 points, and he never allowed this game to get out of hand.
But it's usually always the quarterback, right? So you're trying to make it sound different. That's why I'm thinking of more
if you
position
guys said
players.
François Deslauriers, I'd be like, but what about Ben Parisien, who scored 3 touchdowns?
Exactly.
I'm just going
that's
to
why.
say the opposite thing, guys.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's why. Usually it is the quarterback. That's my prediction. I say it's Ben Parisien because he had big offensive plays and defensive plays, but it's up to Commissioner Rob Campana to make that.
Yeah, François Deslauriers also used all 5 receivers, all 6 receivers if we count Jeff Brown, really well. It kind of got everybody to contribute in the game. This is something that not necessarily every quarterback does, right?
After the child was lifted in preparation for lifting the trophy, the child was handed the trophy.
François' kid.
I don't know his name.
It's
I don't know
François'.
his name either. I'm just going to assume
It's
it's
François' son.
kid.
Maybe. We don't know that.
Yes, we do.
It could be anybody else's son.
Could
I mean,
be.
the first person he hugged was Laurent Lamy.
François Deslauriers got the MVP.
There we go.
There you go. Usually quarterback. There it is.
So
didn't even
Stefano's
give-
biased right now.
I am not biased.
Even
I'm
give
just
it to
saying.
the child. He didn't even give it to the child.
Like without that child, would they have even won?
Seriously.
Like honestly, I
The
mean, that
motivation.
child was that heart that they needed. You know what I mean?
Give it to the child. That's all I'm saying.
What's happening now?
You're like keeping the gift for yourself. It's like catching a foul ball and not giving it to your kid.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
You know,
This
I
Or
Yeah.
stealing it from a child, like
Yeah.
other people.
That's
have
even
also
worse.
done.
That's
much
even
worse.
worse.
That's much worse.
Stealing the MVP from his child. A little unethical, but a great game nonetheless. A great championship game, and his veteran leadership really did pay off in this game.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was that veteran leadership, that veteran experience that just made the plays that needed to happen, and they came out victorious.
There's something you said about how Party Mix offensively, we all can agree they played a flawless game. They scored on every drive. They had a few fourth downs. It wasn't too easy, but it was a close game nonetheless. But defensively, they were able to make some plays early. That safety really turned the tide against third down for what? It really set them back.
So the first play really turned the tide.
Yes.
All right.
But you could see from their body expression that they were discouraged after the first play of the game. They still managed to get a 2-point convert and tie the game at 8-8, but it didn't seem like a tie game. It felt like Party Mix were in control the whole way.
Well, there we have it, gentlemen. We have the MVP. We have Party Mix, your official co-ed springtime 2018 championships for... Are we doing the interview?
We are not.
For Simo Dagenet, for Stefano Berardi, for my annoying producer, the Eagle MS in Control.
You're screaming words,
Screaming
but they're
words
not.
that I
They're
can't
wrong.
answer.
They're wrong.
I am Peace Del Ruiz. Thank you for joining us in our broadcast. Congratulations, Party Mix, on the Spring 2018 Championship.